Hi everyone, it is the Tanya the Lady Strange. Welcome to my living room. That's where I'm filming this morning for the weekly collective reading for today, starting August 24th of 2025 to the week ending in August 30th of 2025, because that's how I'm compelled to do my readings. So if you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome. And either way, thank you. So with the weekly reading this week, I actually already casted the crystal, but I actually didn't cast the crystal because I intuitively was guided with a message prior to this when I was getting ready to do so. So I went and rolled with it. Trust one's intuition, but also be discerning at the same time. That's what I always say, what my guides tell me, and what best works. But again, what each works for each of us may not work for everyone, and vice versa. So this week's crystal that's guided to a message. This week's open message and guidance for this that came right in from my guides and what I channeled, the entities and deities I work with, and of course myself. They're all a package together. There is opportunities this week. The roads are going to start opening. Hence the crystal that's stepping forth. Now this crystal is a combination crystal, meaning it's got several components to it. You can take some of the crystal variations of it together or separately if you have this. This combination is not as easy to find, but its components are. You can use them conjunctively, separately, or if you use crystals at all, and this applies to you. So again, as always, take what resonates. So this week's crystal that's stepping forth, embrace the opportunity of doors and roads that are opening for you. Your recent struggles and foundations over the past couple weeks and couple months, things are going to start lightening. Now last week you got your load's going to start lightening, not lightning as in thunderlightning, but lightening up. So basically what you've been through, like we got the Sun card last week for the weekly reading, some of the energy is going to be definitely more evident this week, I feel. Be receptive and open to measures and new opportunities, small or big, that might present themselves, and be laid groundwork for the future. We all need those and those new resources, and to embrace what we have, and what works for us and what doesn't. New opportunities, new blessings is always great. I have my cat Willow on my lap, so if you see me petting her, making a cameo, she always likes to show up in mine and my husband's videos. So the crystal this week, I call it the road opening crystal, is Smokey Citrine. Now, what that is it has inclusions of smoky quartz in it, which citrine is a form of quartz. Often human and pressure treated, most of them you see in the market. So smoky citrine, should I say, is much bit of a component come from, especially one of this size and of this energy. So it has the energies of willow, of smoky quartz. As you can see, those inclusions in there coming up, and the smoky essences that are rising. Willow set. Sorry guys. The joys of filming in my living room with my cat. There we go. She likes to be our assistant and thinks she's a celebrity. So with the smoky quartz, you have the ability where it absorbs negativity but brings balance, grounding, and a protective shielding. The last couple of weeks, obsidian and hematite had come up. Obsidian twice in a row, and hematite last week as a conjunctive crystal. So again, the need to protect oneself, but also to be mindful of the negative energies you take in and the ones that you create and hold for yourself in limiting beliefs. And citrine is a very sunny, warm, joyful, blessed energy. So by being mindful of the negative energy and what you feed into yourself and what you see and experience that you have no control over, also remember to be mindful to release your negativities, but also to be open and receptive to the blessings and abundance you have and you can continue to create. There is always something to be thankful for, always some abundance that you can have in your life to help you realign. Embrace those opportunities weeks. Be ready to move forward. Be ready to take actions and start making some more notable progress. That's what the message is this week, and this Smokey Citrine carries. So again, if you don't have Smokey Citrine, Smoky Quartz is fine, Citrine's fine, or carry them both, or neither again. Each of us has our own magic, whether we're practitioners or not. So let's move on to the message, if Willow will so let me get that. Now you're going to have to bear with me for the next part because my eyes, which I've mentioned in some of my previous videos or you watched, you may notice, I'm going to find out. I have an appointment in about just over 2 weeks to start finding out more of what's happening with my eyesight. I'm being optimistic and I'm looking forward to the best possible outcomes that may work for me, my husband, and my life experience to improve. So if I have to read these on this, I only have distance wearing glasses now, so they don't help for reading up close, but it is part of my overall eyesight issue. So just bear with me, the message will come through as it may. And for that opening message this week, I'm using the Mabon Oracle from the Witches. Oh, let me look here. Oh, from the Seasonal Witches series. Now, I only have this one, the Samhain Oracle, and the Yule one. Those are the only ones that actually the artwork and messages seem to draw forth to me. Of course, this is appropriate for this time of year if you're in the Northern Hemisphere or parts of the world where fall and harvest is evident and abundant. Willow. Okay, what is the opening message and energies to go with the message of Smokey Citrine this week? Now, this is just Willow. Sorry, guys. I don't edit my videos. I have a big cat sliding on me. And now, okay, Willow. Okay. And purring, so, yeah. So, this is the opening message this week for the collective. This is just an energetic message for us to be mindful of, aware of, or discern if this applies to you, of things that we might interact with or interact with us, life circumstances, career, family, partners, spouses, friendships, finances, and life itself. Just this collective most need to know, and an opening message to be mindful, aware of, and bring into discernment. Shapeshifter. I'll let you see the card first. Look at that lovely card. I do like this deck for the conjunction and assistance messages, should I say, the messages, the words, or incantations in this part of the series of the deck and the artwork that goes with it. I am one of more darker aesthetic, and you can see serpents. If you watch any of my previous videos, in order to hold light, one must have a balance of darkness, or vice versa. Can't have one without the other, and they work much more better in tandem as a magician, an occultist, but also in this human life experience, especially as a woman in this human life experience. So, as a shapeshifter, which is about adaptability, changing face, changing roles, being fluid and adaptable, that's part of a shapeshifter, kind of like a chameleon. That's a great energy for this year. And if you are a witch, magician, or spiritualist, occultist, or just a human in this ever-changing life experience, shapeshifter is a message of this week. Okay, and that it says, transformation is not the loss of what once was. It is the evolution of a more powerful self. Okay, sorry about that. It seems as if closing my left eye at the point is helping me to read better. Think my right eye is in a better shape. Well, again, we'll see what we see. Can't jump to conclusions, but shapeshifter. So basically, It's basically saying transformation, which is a great reminder this year as we're getting ready, if you're in the northern hemisphere, or as the season's changing from summer to fall and into autumn. Well, in one's life, no matter what place you are, whether you're young, middle age, much like going towards like myself, or crone, or a man or woman, or how you identify, shapeshifter. So transformation is not loss. It can feel that way. It can feel very lonely, very desolate, very, very challenging and adverse. Sometimes no one understands, and you definitely don't understand yourself on what's happening within yourself or of yourself and around you. However, it is not that. It is the evolution of a better version of yourself and of your life and circumstances. What might be being seen as a loss could be something that no longer serves and brings in. So continue to find that transformation in yourself, for yourself foremost, but recognize the transformation about you, and that others, hopefully, for the most part, are transforming for the better, to better versions of ourselves, so we can better survive this ever-changing world in our own personal circumstances to find what best works out. I know this is great advice for myself, so that's a beautiful card. It's a shapeshifter. Okay, Willow is pulling on my shirt. Okay, tarot this week. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully you can hear me. Yeah. Willow. Okay, is the lovely Pythonic Tarot. So what does this collective need to be mindful of, aware of, and to discern this week? What will this collective interact with, or interact with this collective, the energies, the circumstances, so it can be a better, effective, empowered week. Being told to take 3, as I always do. Okay, that's the first one it's telling me, and the top and bottom. So let's see what we have here. 9 of Chalices. So 9 of Chalices is 9 of Cups, which cups are emotions, waters, perception, intuition. This collective definitely does have a lot of intuition. It's a lot of touch of emotions and honors their relationships with others, but it's starting to recognize the relationship of oneself and the relativity of that. So 9 of Chalices is a great card because it is fulfillment. Wish fulfillment, something that you have wanted, is going to start becoming evident, or will become evident and coming into play in this human life experience. It's fulfillment, joy, the beginning of culmination of efforts and opportunities. So ties in with that citrine now, doesn't it? And transformation. What you work on and what others help you to work on. A state of happiness. So we're going to go, the next card is Top, I'm being told, and that is 2 of Crystals. Crystals in this deck, I haven't used her in a little bit, so bear with me. I'm just double checking here. Crystals, I believe, is pentacles in this deck, or coins. Oh, and it is quite obvious. Duh, Tanya. Whatever. Okay, so little self-humor. If I paid attention to the images on the card, maybe that's something not being noticed or recognized. That's a common theme of my life lately, is all the little messages I'm getting constantly. and things I'm not noticing or overlooking. But Two of Crystals, in this case, is Two of Pentacles. So balance. Balancing the light and dark, like I said in the opening of my message. The balance of circumstances, the balance of the inner and outer worlds that we have, and bringing into the grounded material thing, like such as what we can see, touch, is intangible, our day-to-day life experiences of our home, our job, and our relationships, our resources. So finding that fulfillment, that balance in what you have and what you created, things are going to become much better this week. And we got one at the bottom so I can get to see what the rest of the message is. And that is the Hermit. So let me put this down. I'm going to need to put my cat down too because my cat is sliding everywhere. So we have Willow, don't do that. The Hermit. Well, that's a great card. But this Hermit here, in this lovely deck, sorry about that, this Hermit, you see all the light coming down. So through reflection and what of your inner self, your inner guidance, your knowledge from your experience that you've learned, the lessons, and the truth, and the solitude and the time you've taken to integrate and heal, that's what's bringing about opportunities this week. You're finally about to make progress in a breakthrough and get some of those big answers you needed to fit in those puzzle pieces that have been challenging you. Maybe having a better enlightenment and understanding, and being able to accept your circumstances with grace and discernment, versus being kind of struggling against them or continuously questioning, but allowing it to come through yourself, being still with that. But the sense of knowledge. The Hermit knows himself, seeks the wisdom, and follows your light and the guide, and what their guides in the universe provides them with, and others also in the aspects. See all that light in that picture? So this Hermit definitely has a combination of knowledge, moving fluidly, just like the shapeshifter between worlds, of knowing, seeing, receiving, and acting. That's what this Hermit is. Just as you all are in this collective. Excuse me. You are all very adaptable, fluid. You've learned a lot from your lessons, your truths, a lot of hardships, but those have also helped you to not make the same errors. Mistakes are just things we can learn from, grow from, hopefully, and not repeat in many cases, but use to strengthen us and not to hold us back. So this week is a lot so far saying about opportunity, fluidity, creation, building off of all that hard work you have had. And as I say, to know thyself is the age-old wisdom, like that Hermit there. Stuff is going to start becoming more place. You're going to feel more comfortable, more fluid, and it's going to give you the ability to adapt in this ever-changing world and be the shapeshifter that you need to be to different aspects, different people, or circumstances in your life. So more empowered and more effective versus ineffective or being overly reactive. And lastly, let's see what the Oracle has for this week, which is a very optimistic week of progress and improvement. Willow, stop. Sorry guys, I don't think I'll be filming in here again for a while. Stop, Willow. There you go, see, you just got a big tail on your face. There you all. I hope y'all can get a good laugh at this. And if you have pets, you know, trust me, just like I know. Crowley doesn't come in videos too much. Willow, however, thinks she's the celebrity of this video, and this is hers. Okay, let's see what the Haunted Manor Oracle has. I know this is out of print, but she is my favorite Oracle. Well, with now the close contender that since I've gotten it is These Blue Bones by Rose Bay. Is a close contender since I've been having it as a daily draw. But yeah, this is my favorite. She's out of print, but she's me, black and red, goth, dark, light, and interested and inquisitive, intuitive, hermit, all of the above. That which makes me strange, the deck is reflective of that. So what does this collective need to know as a clarifying conjunctive message to be mindful, have a mindful, effective, empowered week to embrace these new opportunities, and seeing some culmination of what they truly wanted and needed come into their life now, this week. Answers. So I'm getting answers are going to start becoming more evident and given and understood. That's another thing my guides are telling me right now to tell you all. You're going to start getting a little bit more answers you need, more clarity, but the understanding of previous things you may have not of and how those pieces fit in. And let's see. So, this is a good message and advice for myself always. With the bathtub, wash your worries away. So let the worries fall away. Be certain and have a certainty that things, and have faith, that's what that all means, in yourself and those things, those people in your life, your relationships, that you have them to support you, the opportunities you're given and you create. No matter how small what you do, it will make a big ripple effect on your life. So let those worries go and be certain and have a certainty in this life and this week. And things will start being less heavier energetically and more optimistic. And one more. Canopy bed, pause and rest. This has been the recent message in the last couple weeks. This collective has a lot we work with and strive through and have to push through, whether it's our health, our financial things, our careers, our home life, and just life as it changes and what we deal with and what we have to deal with. But pause and rest. Take that time. That's a continued message. It's been screaming at me. I do my best to rest, but I guess there's something more I have to pause and rest and reflect on. As does this collective. Give yourself a deep breath and still continue to take that rest. Be mindful of you don't always need to keep pushing and forcing results. It's fine to take that time for yourself and that pause and to reflect and give your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual bodies rest. That way you will be able to move forward. The opportunity is going to flow in, but by taking that pause and rest on it and moving through, you're going to be able to move to the next phase. One more I'm being told. And this is lineage. Break free from experiences. Well, that goes very well with the bathtub, doesn't it? And doesn't it go very well with the Smokey Citrine of being a road opener message and a shapeshifter and fluidity and transformation? So embrace the transformation and transformative experiences of the past and the present and bring them into the future to be a better version of yourself, for yourself, and that which matters. And also to break free of patterns and not to repeat maybe of those that you've seen before you, and create something new. Bring your present into your future. No longer let your past define you. And with that, I hope you all find this message helpful. If you do, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you like any of my contacts and messages. And also let me know if this resonates with you or anything that might be relevant or you would like to add in, or if you like these decks or have any questions. As it is always constructive criticism and conversation is always appreciated. And I appreciate you being here and being with me with my cat and my strangeness. And with that, stay strange. Have a great week.